Well, hello everyone. Good to see you. I'm uh I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out today. So, how's everyone? Hopefully my phone has been blowing up and I just went out and checked some swarmage or some not swarm traps. What am I thinking? My splits. Hey, good to see everyone. Link is right up pinned, bam, right up there by the StreamYard in the chat box if anybody wants to join me. I'm just hanging out, and I got some exciting things possibly happening in my life, as usual. Good to see everyone. I was out there. A couple of my splits look pretty good, guys. A couple of them look pretty good. So we're going to roll with it. Yeah, everything's good. I don't know if you've ever looked for work online, and I haven't really been looking. However, from time to time, I get job opportunities sent to my email, and I've applied for 3 in the last week. One is a nuclear lab technician, which is what I did, but for Westinghouse. Haven't heard anything back from that. One is at a quality control testing at a Canadian brewery right up the road. And then one I did today I got was a lab chemist for the police department, local police department, which I submitted in on that one, and immediately within a couple hours, I got a response and got an interview set for Tuesday, a virtual interview over the computer like this, right? So I'm excited about that one because I have a background in law enforcement and making pharmaceuticals. Now I would just be testing illicit drugs instead of pharmaceutical grade drugs, but lab environment's the same, tools I was using the same. I'm probably a bit rusty because I've been out of it for a while, but it's an exciting opportunity. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, we'll see what happens. At my age, I don't have a lot of faith in it. I just telling by the voice on the phone that I spoke with earlier, they're quite a bit younger than I am, which is fine. If I can go in and do my job and come home, if it gets to that point, it'll be great working for the city, in the lab. So that would be pretty exciting stuff. So I think they have a course you have to go to that you have to complete within a year of starting. So I don't think that's beyond my scope of opportunity. So I'm going to go for it. But just to let you know, I was out checking my splits, and I know for sure one of my older splits that I made is flat laid out. I mean, she has come back mated and going gangbusters in there. So it looks pretty good for her. I did, however, check one of my splits I made the other day into a nuke, and boy, was it ever hive beetle larvaed out. So, matter of fact, I think I forgot those 2 frames outside. I was going to put them in the freezer and just give it to them later as honey. Yeah, it should have good benefits. I'm getting old, but if I can work there and stay in the lab, lab environment is, as long as you don't screw up, it's pretty low impact. Sitting in a lab chair and running tests and filling out paperwork and stuff like that. So I'm excited about the opportunity. Well, I don't have an opportunity. I have an interview. There's a big difference, right? So I'll get all cleaned up and shaved before Tuesday afternoon when I have the interview. And, then I think after the first interview, there is an in-person interview, and then, they decide if they're going to hire you or not. I hope I have the experience, and it would be a good opportunity. So we'll see. We'll see. But everywhere says there's no age discrimination, but everywhere there's age discrimination when it comes to that stuff. So we'll just see how it goes from here. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? It looks like it's currently 63 degrees here. So a little bit cooler, but still sunny and warm out. So the bees are flying and putting their work in today, right? And from the Atlantic Ocean. What are you doing in the Atlantic? Are you on a cruise? You on a cruise or something? So anyway, the link is pinned, guys. Come join me if you want to jump in and we can have a chat. Brad, I think, is making pallets today. So I don't know if he'll be interested in coming in today. I can send him a message real quick. Give me a second. See if he's interested in coming in, or Mike, Big Mike, or anybody really. Let me see if I can send him a link if he's willing. I'll send Big Mike a link too. I think he's in his shop, but I'll send it to him regardless, and he can tell us yay or nay. Either way. 72, that's awesome. Mike, I just sent you a link if you want to come join me. In the hundreds next week. It's I think going to get back in the 80s here. I think it'll get back in the 80s and see how it goes. But right now the bees are definitely packing away pollen and starting to draw some comb. So I used my wax melter that I use for my candles and just was dipping in there and rolling frames to put them back in and hopefully get some drawn out. We'll see how it goes. The bees in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Awesome. Puerto Rico, I've been there like 7 times. I've been to the Virgin Islands. Well, I've been to St. Thomas and then Curacao, but Curaçao's in the Dutch Antilles. So that's cool. That's cool. Is anybody having any bee work, doing any bee work right now? I figured I would just pop in today because I was just doing some bee work, and you can see I'm kind of sweating. Kind of sweating, but I need to mute Facebook because it is dinging. It is dinging. And my wife congratulated me on the job interview. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for the opportunity, but it just depends what they're looking for. I'd be working. You're at the job. I gotcha. I've just checking some splits. It's weird because I made a split the other day into a 2-framer, and I don't know if I think I got the queen in that one. So I added a box on top. We'll see what happens. Making some mistakes on, obviously. It's hard when you got a lot of bees in the box to spot that queen all the time, especially if she's not marked. Especially if she's not marked. And you got wind, huh? I did sell some honey today. Someone stopped by, and I was in a beehive putting it back together with some newly waxed frames, and someone pulled up in the yard. So I'd be right there. So they had to wait a minute for me to put the hive back together. Snowing in northern Indiana. Holy moly. I know Mike was saying that his 36 degree and blowing all clouds. Well, I hope here soon. I mean, it's only the middle of March right now, so here shortly, Hopefully the weather starts turning around for y'all and you start getting some blooms. We got a lot of stuff starting to bloom right now. So it's hopefully it's not all one big boom and then the rest of the season is slow, right? Hopefully it keeps up. Hopefully it keeps going. And if you don't mind, smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. Obviously, we got Brad in the shop. I don't think he's going to join, and I think Mike said his phone is about to die. So could be a short video. I just wanted to see what everybody was doing. We got 16 people right now, and I'm going to try to change things up a little bit on the live streams, hopefully in the next little bit, and get those going well for us. Dennis said he bought some plants yesterday. Now you got to put them in a big pot. Yeah. I had a call. Sam called me the other day. Says, hey, you want to go get a swarm? Obviously, I want to go get a swarm. So he was going to get a swarm at one place, but he had 2 calls. And he's like, hey, can you go check this other one out? So it wasn't that far from here, like 10 minutes. So I drove over there, and it was just bees pollinating a bush that he had. A bunch of bees, bunch of honeybees on there, and carpenter bees. And he thought he had a swarm, but nope, he didn't. So it was basically a waste of my time. Sam did go get his swarm, though, as far as I know. Oh, yeah. Our pollen levels here are insane right now. We've got the yellow cloud. It did rain a bit yesterday, so it washed some of it down. But I haven't had any swarms, knock on wood, myself. So hopefully that keeps things going. I'd be working. Let's see. So I'll tell you what, that the wax melter worked really well for waxing frames. I've done it a couple times now. I just turn it on, let it melt the wax, come back and dip in there, and my little candle wax melter. Hey, DC, good to see you. We're just hanging out. I was hoping somebody would be bored this afternoon and jump in here with me. But it's just me at the moment. Wife's at work till like 7 tonight. And I'm trying to get ready for this weekend. Blooming trees and loads of rain. This is going to stop after tonight. 4 inches of rain. Wow. That's a lot of rain. We would flood with that much rain here at one time. How many days has it been raining for? Sales have slowed up the last couple days, but no big deal. I've had to jar some pollen up, so I jarred pollen up yesterday. I ordered some supplies. I've got honey in the warmer, so I'm going to bottle that up probably as soon as I get off here, and go ahead and get that ready to go. Some big bottles. I did sell a 3 pounds of honey so far today, but I haven't been at the table. So Amazon sales have slowed down a bit the last couple days. They were doing really good, and then they just kind of dropped off the last yesterday and today. But then the weekend usually picks it back up again. Let's see. I had a random email through my website that said, hey, I've got a 42 frame license extractor I'm going to give away. I said, well, where is it located? So I was trying to see if it was a scam or not. They said, oh, it's in Wisconsin. I said, I'm in South Carolina. And then I didn't get a response back after that. It's like, send it to me. I'll give it out to somebody, or give mine away and keep the bigger one. You're creaming 60 pounds. Nice. Nice. What I've been doing is, as I add, I've got honey in the creamer. So what I do is I pour a bucket into my bottling tank, and then you never get it all, and you set it down, and then it just slides back down. You always get an inch or so in the bottom. So I just take that and I tip it up on my creamer and let it drain into my creamer. 8-ounce jars. Nice. I'll tell you what, I'm so disappointed in that company that I bought flavoring from. I'm not going to buy from them. I ended up buying a bunch from Amazon coming in, and it's staggering. And I don't know what's going on with Amazon lately, because they'll say, okay, you will get, it always tells you should expect this within like 2 days or something on Amazon. And then it ends up, you get something back. Oh, it's going to be longer, New singles, 60 brood frames and 15 mated queens. Yeah, if you got 15 mated queens, that'd be awesome. I'm actually up 8 colonies over what I overwintered right now. So I'm like at 28 from 20. So that's not bad. Actually, maybe not that many. 18 and no, 24. I'm up 4 from what I put into winter. Minus the losses that I took. So I'm still up 8 colonies. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. With brood frames and older queens. Okay. Thought you might be getting some new queens in or something. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked right now. Everything looks to be going good. Hey James, good to see you. This is going to be a building year for me. I'm going to try to focus hard on splitting and getting them ready for winter. Not so much focused on honey. Of course, honey pays the bill, so get as much as I can with splitting colonies. And my husky's coming to look around. All right, go. You got to go, Leia. Hold on. Excuse me 1 second. Come on. You got to go. Go. My husky doing the walking around the house for nothing. But yeah, it's been a good day so far, and we're going to try to keep it going. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Let's see. We got 20 in here now. That's awesome. Somebody, DC, it'd be a good time for you to click the link now. Not that many people's on. You can break in your online presence. Hey, Rick, good to see you. But that wax melter did come in handy. I have to set up the camera. Come on, man. Let's see. But yeah, we've got all kinds of things blooming right now. I've still got camellia flowers. I've got some red buds going. We got all kinds of different stuff blooming at the moment. I think that what do they call it, Bartlett pear or whatever, the one where everybody says it stinks real bad. We got that one blooming right now. The pine trees are letting off pollen. I just got ding, ding, ding. What do we got? Not much. Not much. Let's see. All right. I just got 4 dings in a row. My phone must have just caught up. I don't think Brad's going to join us. Well, I was hoping this would go a bit longer. But it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's going to be a long one. Nobody wants to come in. So, at any rate, guys, I think Charlie's live tonight. Rick, it's a tree. Yeah, it's a tree. And camera's easy, man. USB plug-in. And get it going, man. Get it going. So, at any rate, guys, I just wanted to see what everybody was doing and hope to hang out with y'all for a little while. And we've been going 20 minutes already and haven't really said anything. Thank you. It'll be Tuesday, so by Tuesday night's live stream, I might at least have some idea of how it went. Don't know if they will invite me back. Maybe I need to get some of that spray on hair so I can cover up some of these bald spots. I'm getting so. At any rate, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And let me see. What do you say? I just got a message. He said, give him 10 minutes. Give him 10 minutes. He'll run home. All right. We'll give him 10 minutes. I think I can make it another 10 minutes. Yeah, cameras are not that expensive, man. They're really kind of cheap. You can get a cheap one. When I say cheap, I mean, I think the one I got, it's 1080p, it's Logitech, and I think it's like $50. And you can get them cheaper than that. You can stall. I know. I can do it. Hey, I'll take this opportunity since we are coming up on swarm season. Don't forget to get your swarm rustler. Sorry. I've got it on Amazon. I've got it here. You've heard me talk 3 hours by myself? Really? Have I done that long before? 3 hours? Sometimes it's a crazy time of the year. You know what? Let me see. Maybe I can get maybe I can't. There. Where's he at? I don't see him anymore. Maybe he's not on Facebook anymore. Maybe he's not. Yeah, I don't see him. I was going to see if Corey was busy. But I don't see him on Facebook chat anymore. So no telling what's happening. You don't trap bees? I really don't set swarm traps out myself. I just I'll bait some boxes around my own hives to hopefully if I can catch a swarm if it's one of my own, right? And try to get that natural split. And that's why I keep my phone on silent. That's why I miss a lot of calls because it just goes off and off and off and off. I did. I talked to Sam the other day a couple of times. He came by on Sunday. I talked to him then, and he wants to graft queens this year. I've talked to him Wednesday. I went to go get a tried to pick up a swarm. He went and got one from the military base, and he had two of them at the same time. He got two calls, and I went to the other one, and the other one was nothing. Wasn't even a swarm. It was just bees and bees flying and pollinating flowers. It wasn't a swarm though. So he got one and I didn't so far this year. Yeah, we're gonna try to. I told him to make a couple of starter finishers, and I would come over and graft some queens, and try to get it going that way. Keep thinking I see someone drive up in the yard, but it's just the flag waving in the yard. You can kind of update him also. Well, I try. Sam's set in his ways pretty well. Sam is set in his ways. Let's see. Keep getting updates, and more updates. Let's see. What's the weather supposed to be like this weekend? Saturday and Sunday it's supposed to be 76 on Saturday, 73 on Sunday, and then start raining on Monday. So that means expect swarms on Tuesday. But Tuesday is going to be kind of terrible weather. 53 and 33 is what it's saying. So we'll see how it goes. I didn't see the Nimitz retired today. It's due though. The Nimitz has been around forever. I mean, they had a back in the 70s, they had a movie that was filmed on it called The Final Countdown. Oh, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. So yeah, it was due, but they'll replace it. They will replace it with something, I'm sure. Yeah, I still watch that movie from time to time. It was commissioned in 75, so yeah, it's had a run, right? 50 years? Wow. 50 years that ship's made it. I watch a lot of along with Long Beach, huh? Nice. I need to I would probably do more candles if I was on like going to markets. I think I would do some more. The let's see. Hey, Brian, good to see you, buddy. The link is up, man. If you want to jump in with us, I'm just chatting, just talking. A lot about nothing. And I've got a Logitech camera. It's a 1080p camera. Yeah, Amazon has some pretty cheap ones. I think the key to doing live streams, and for me anyway, inside, is having a light in your face. Because if the light's behind you, you kind of get in a shadow. There could be better, there's better cameras to do live streaming with, obviously. But I just have Windows detects Logitech really good. And I just got a lamp over here that I can twist to put more light in my face, right? And that helps out. As you can see the reflection behind me on the you're seeing my YouTube over there behind me, because I've got YouTube on this monitor, me on this monitor, Yeah, it should work fine with a Mac, I would imagine. It would pick it up. It's a notable brand. I've got a Mac Mini over on this other computer running some things. Got the old Honey Sales dashboard that AI does for me. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I'm a nerd. I'll show it to you. Just to share it since we're waiting on Mike to get here. So this is my dashboard here that I had AI make me. I didn't code any of it. I just I just tell it, hey, I had, $30 cash sale today from, I call it cash at table when someone comes up, and it breaks down, where the majority of my sales are coming from. Right now it's Amazon. How much is cash, credit card. It breaks it down for me what the sales are and gives me a nice little chart action here. So this weekend when I'm at the table, this will jump back up here and, even things out a bit. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little tool. Yeah, I've got a Mac Mini as well. The problem is, if it's like my Mac Mini only has it doesn't have USB on it. It's only got USB-C. So you might have to have a USB-C adapter to run it. And I've never put the camera on my my Mac Mini, but it should work. I mean, I don't know why not. They've got cameras, I'm sure. Yeah, that's how I keep up my stylish good looks, my old man hair. And I actually trimmed it yesterday. I was feeling kind of shaggy after the military. I can't let my hair grow that much. I want to let it grow, but as soon as it touches my ears, it starts driving me crazy. So I have to cut it. So I just decided to let my comb over grow out, I guess. Let's see. See if I close that calendar down. I don't know. Mike's chronometer must be wrong. It's 10 minutes or a bit longer than 10 minutes. Or he just wanted me to hang out another 10 minutes for nothing. Rick is on his way down here, I think. Said he was leaving yesterday, so maybe he's on his way. Oh, well, if you've got a camera for your computer, it should have a mic built into it. Hola, mi amigo.
Hey, Bob.
You look like you just woke up, man. You don't look like you were at work.
My hairdresser was off today.
What you been doing, man?
Oh, just dubbing around.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. I just waxed a few frames and went and checked my splits. One of my splits has a mated queen back in it and rocking and rolling.
Very nice.
So hopefully that was one of the first splits that has that's in that poly nuke. So it's doing pretty well. And the original hive that was split off of also has larva in it. So I didn't see the queen in that one, but she's in there somewhere because she's got eggs and larvae. So
Nice.
just put in a little bit of work doing that today. I don't know if you caught the beginning when I was saying that I've got a first round job interview on Tuesday.
Is it got something to do with chemistry?
Yes, it's at the police department, working in their chemistry lab as far as testing illicit drugs, right?
Oh,
So,
like a forensic type stuff.
yeah, so if they see some cocaine or something, I would be the guy that would test the cocaine to make sure it's cocaine and not like baking powder or something. So that would be interesting. And my master's degree was in health sciences, but it was like a focus on forensics. So I've done, I've had classes on ballistics and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting.
Would it be a normal schedule too?
I would assume. I mean, I don't know how much after-hour drug testing they do, but it would be probably a Monday through Friday, or they have or it would be a rotating shift thing, right? Where, hey, when it comes in, you test it. I don't know, to be honest with you, but it came into my email, and I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and submit my resume for that and just see what happens. The official title is police chemist, so we'll see how that plays out.
Maybe you'll get a shiny badge and hat.
Yeah, maybe a vest that says lab on it or something. If you even have to go out in the field. So it's should be a low impact job, but the pay's decent, so it would be all right. It would be okay. I've applied for 3 jobs. Oh, I said one was at that Canadian company, but it appears I didn't apply for that one. I applied for a job at Scout Motors as a lab supervisor there. And I've applied for a job with the power company in the nuclear power plant. And then this one was the first. I mean, they came back within a couple hours. They had sent me an email. Actually, that's not entirely true. They called me and left a voicemail, and I called them back and spoke to the lady, and she set up an interview for Tuesday. And then she sent me an email. So, test how much confiscated B consumed, right? So it'll be it's interesting. We'll see. Those jobs. I don't know how many people apply for those types of jobs. Obviously, not many. If they got mine and called me back within a couple hours. I mean, it's a good resume. Don't get me wrong, but I am older, so it's not something they typically jump right on. Old guys to come work in the lab.
You never know. Maybe they're getting sick of the young people not being responsible.
It's possible. It is possible. So how much snow do you guys still have left? Did you melt a lot of it away or what?
We got patches, snowbanks mostly, and in the the shaded areas. We lost 2 feet in like 4 days. It was fantastic. I got one yard I still can't get into. It's on the north side. The hill going up is on the north, so I really don't want to trudge through the snow.
Can you test?
Plus, it was raining when I got there.
When you click the link, it'll walk you through the StreamYard thing there, DC. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, I'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know Tuesday how it went. That's when the interview's scheduled for, and so we'll see. I mean, it just was sent to me in my email, and I went for it. So we'll see how it goes. It'd be nice to have a little 9 to 5 gig and not have to worry about too much overtime and all that stuff. So, just doing lab reports and whatnot. But my bees are looking okay. Can't complain right now. for some reason, the hive beetles are kind of off the chain right now. Still dealing with those. And it's not so much the big colonies, but it's the splits because they're weaker. I mean, they have a good amount of bees in them, but it's just harder for them to protect everything in a nuke right now. So, yeah, they were having a bit of trouble out there. So we just did what we can. If DC gets on and talks as much as he types, you won't get a word in edgewise. That's funny.
Yeah, I've got a lift of 1x12s in my work van, 6 footers for boxes. I don't know if did I send you the picture?
I think you did earlier.
Yeah. We'll slide it right in with a forklift.
The Brad's been making pallets. I know that much.
Yeah, he sent me a few pictures today.
So thought he might jump in because sometimes he likes to do those wood shop lives. And I figured I would hop in here and see how it was going for a little while and, kill a little bit of time before I go and bottle up some honey for this weekend. I'm going to have to do 3-pounders. It's weird because one day everybody will buy pint jars, pound-and-a-half jars, and the other days they'll just buy big bottles. So I think I'm down to 1 big bottle left, so I have to go ahead and hit that up.
So you got some more product in?
Yeah, I only ordered 1 bucket, so we'll see how it goes this weekend. I need to order some more and pump it up, but it was primarily just to fill big jars, big bottles. And I got some blueberry flavoring in for some blueberry, and I ordered a bunch of flavors off of Amazon because even though it takes a little long, sometimes like this couple of them could take 10 days, but it's still faster than a month. Yeah, faster than a month, and then you get the product, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. It just gives me like an aftertaste, but not like if it's blueberry, it's not like a blueberry aftertaste. It's just an aftertaste, right? And so I just was like, no, I'm not going to use that. And so I'll empty out those flavor, flush that, wash it down the sink or whatever. I don't even want to let the bees have it because if it's
they'll just take honey.
Yeah, they'll just take it back and put it in the cells and ruin what I got out there probably. So yeah, definitely not going to do that. Not going to do that. And I had to order some more jars, so I've got 4 cases of jars coming in. That's 120 jars. And the great price on them. Great price. They had a case of those hex jars, $22 for 30 jars.
That's good.
Yep. So we'll just keep it going.
Who's that through, Amber?
No, I got those on Amazon.
Oh.
Right on Amazon, yep. And they didn't come with any extras like dippers or anything, but if I'm paying extra for the dipper and then giving them away, not, it's not really what I'm trying to do there. I'll get the cheaper jars. If anybody's interested, I will drop the link to the jar that I buy. If I can get the doggone link, there it is. Into the chat. All right, that's the hex jars that I get. Yeah, they got them $22.79 right now is what I paid for a case. So think you can even maybe they're probably a different size than the ones I get. I get the 6-ounce jars. So I figure 6 ounces gives me about 8 ounces of maybe a little bit more than 8 ounces of product. Yeah, this gold lids. Yep. Exact ones that I've got coming in that I dropped the link to. And oh wow, for some reason my Amazon was like way behind on the live stream. So you guys got anything coming up that you're going to be doing with the bees? Or I know you went in them the other day.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're back to being cold again.
Gotcha. Rick should be here today or tomorrow. Probably today because he left. He said he was leaving around 5 yesterday.
Yeah, I texted him see how the trip's going, but they could be napping now.
Yeah, it's that's a long ride. I don't.
That was a nice water spout he's going to go fish.
Yeah. It's gone now though. It's nice out. That's 60.
I sent him the thing. He goes, "Oh, Bob already sent it to me."
Yeah, I sent it right afterwards. Is 63 degrees today, and then it's going to be in the 70s the next 2 days. Then it's going to get cold, or it's supposed to get cold. We'll see. Oh, did you not get the gold lid ones? Hey, Keith, good to see you, buddy. Well, yeah, I've just got stuff coming in for product, trying to keep that up. I need to, I'm going to have to get some more honey. The double-edged sword, man. It's just like chasing your tail. Get honey, sell it. Get honey, sell it. Get honey, sell it. Keeping it going.
Well, better than getting it and not selling it.
True. Very true. That is very, very true. We got 24 people watching. 3:49 on a Friday afternoon. Everybody's chilling out today. Chilling out. Keith, how's it going in your neck of the woods? What's the temperature like? I know you're already putting on some honey supers. I'm having to go through and wax frames and put them on because the keeping them outside just hasn't. Do you ever find that when you keep yours all inside, so that's probably a bit different, but yeah, it's supposed to freeze. We'll see if it does or not. That the comb just tends to get like really brittle and bad. Do the bees somehow rejuvenate that or what?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
just put it in and I'll make it all good.
Because some of it is like starts to warp and look wonky looking. Oh,
they'll fix it.
Oh, look at this. And for his first ever debut, everyone, we get to see what he looks like for the very first time on live stream. Of course, you're shining at the top of your head there, DC. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear us, DC?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm trying to make sure I've got what needs to be muted. Can you hear me?
Well, we don't hear an echo, so it appears you got it squared away.
The newest Windows is new to me, so I don't know how to use it all that great yet.
You'll get it. It won't let you mess up too long.
That's true.
It just does its thing.
Okay.
How's things out there where you're at?
Wet.
Been just pouring down?
Wet. I have standing water on my upper pasture.
It doesn't run off, or it's just so much that it couldn't run off?
It does, run down the hill. It just takes time.
Is it supposed to start drying up for you, or is it just going to stay that way for a while?
We're supposed to have the last push of the rainstorm tonight. It's like another inch, so it'll give us about 4 inches out of this storm.
Wow.
That's the reason my bees are down below and they're on the side of a hill, so that the rain runs past them.
You don't have to worry about it washing down the hill?
No, it's actually nice and solid where it's at right there. Our ground is clay, so it gets saturated, and
Yep.
then it just kind of takes a while for it to run out. That's why it squishes when I walk.
It's like my driveway. It's red clay. It's red clay.
Yeah.
It just, you run through it.
Once it gets full, it's full, and then it just runs down the hill. But luckily, we're kind of on a little bit of a side of a hill right here. So the upper pasture is mostly flat with a little bit of hill to it, but
Right.
mostly flat. And then we're kind of on the edge, and it runs down the hill below us, and then back into that pond back there.
All right. So explain to me what you're trying to say about your queens and.
Oh, okay. So Harris located a guy here local that's selling brood frames, and I can pick up individual brood frames instead of buying colonies or buying nooks. Because
Right.
originally I thought, oh, well, I'll buy nooks and then get an extra brood frame for each one of them. And then I got costing it out, and I've got plenty of equipment, plenty of food comb, plenty of drawn comb. I can just assemble my own singles of 4 frames of brood, food, and,
Right.
and everything myself for less than I can buy a nook.
Oh, yeah.
So I decided, well, I'll buy brood frames and then order queens from Man Lake or whoever. I was looking at Kona queens, but I can't get them until like June. And I'm thinking, the 15th, the next month sort of thing.
Someone sent me a text message and
But I don't have a problem with Man Lake queens either. Ordered queens are ordered queens as far as I see it. I mean, there's better and worse, but I've had $100 queens and I've had $20 queens, and they both did or didn't do.
someone sent me a thing, and I believe it said you can order those Kona queens, but you got to order like 25 of them.
Yeah, you have to order them in the larger batches. The minimum batch is 10, and those are out in like June.
I really hate that. I understand. I get it.
Well,
but,
yeah.
I really hate that a lot of companies do that, right? Oh, you have to order this many. Like even the people here that were like, oh, we've got queen cells, but you have to order 50 of them.
Mm-hmm. But now
but I don't need 50. I don't want 50. You know what I mean?
I'm talking with Harris because he may get a bunch of brood frames and such also, so he doesn't have to pull his colonies back so much to make his nooks to sell.
Right.
He pulls and makes his nooks, but then adds a brood frame in that he's purchased from, say, this guy, and it means that he doesn't have to pull his colonies back so far. He didn't end up going down to almonds this year.
Oh, he didn't go.
He's kind of alternating his plans so that he can still make and sell nooks, but still be ready for his local pollination contracts.
Right. That's here. Nobody's really asked me to come and bring bees to like pollinate watermelons or anything like that. Right. They've not asked. I had one guy ask me how much I would pay him to bring my bees. This was a farmer asking me how much I would pay him to bring my bees to his farm. I said, I think you got it backwards, buddy. It's how much would you pay me to lug them over to your place? And that never happened, right? I don't know where he got his information from, but usually the farmer pays the beekeeper, not the other way around.
Let's see. Let's put that there so I can see chat.
Mike, you're just
nice about having multiple monitors. I can put chat over here and.
Oh yeah, I've got Well, StreamYard, you can watch the chat in StreamYard if
Yeah,
you click
but
on
I
the comment top.
already have it open, so I just pulled the tab over. That was the problem I had. Actually, this is the second time. I went on with Tim and Hannah once on Fellowship,
Oh,
and
did you?
it was fine, and I enjoyed it. But the time delay and stuff, because of I got hit in the head with 700 pounds of trusses, and
Right.
did all that thing. So the time delay and the chat delay and the trying to divert my attention, it gave me a headache. So this is the second time. But
Well, it's nice meeting you, DC.
Yeah, it's the first time I've
this
got that.
time I just shrink down the second channel to where I only have the chat visible, and I don't have a problem.
If you stay on the StreamYard video, there's usually no lag.
Yeah,
If you watch the YouTube one, it's
Yeah,
usually
you're
lagging behind.
that was the problem that I was having last time.
minimum of 10 seconds usually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, here it's kind of nice weather right now, but it's going to be changing. So we'll see how it.
A normal spring.
Yeah, it's
a little bit early, but
I have a hard time reading the chat and listening to. Yeah, I have to. I actually watch the chat in StreamYard because sometimes I will glance over at the YouTube chat where I'll see it faster, but it kind of still is behind. And when you're on here by yourself and all you're doing is talking to the chat, well, you've typed it in. There's been a delay before I see it. Then I say it to you, and then it's the delay getting back to you. So it's like a big loop of delay right there, right? So it's not my preferred thing to do, talking to the chat. I like talking with the people in chat, but it's if I'm on here by myself and all I'm doing is talking to the chat, it's not fun for me. Oh my goodness, look at this. What's up, man? Having a cup of Joe?
Hey, Ryan.
Oh, hold on. I think I got to mute something. All right, there we go.
You got the cup of Joe going?
Now, don't take offense, Bob. I just wanted to come on and say hi to DC because this is a rare sighting. So good to see you, DC.
It's not about me. It's about the bee.
That's right. That's right. So, but
you're never have. I'm sorry. See, that's the one issue that I'll have a little bit with is the little bit of time and not meaning to interrupt. Anytime I used the mic before, it was always in a push to talk on game forum or game sites or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's my only little bit of adjustment. Sorry about that. But
yeah, no
the
worries.
biggest reason I started doing videos is I don't got nobody to share it with. And I turned around, and didn't see anybody. So I found a camera. Now I share them all with you guys.
Nice.
I think it was Philip down in Texas. He says he watches my bees more than he watches his own.
So what's going on in the world of Brian?
Not much. Just kind of waiting for spring. We've had a couple of windy days. So today I had a guy come over, is a beekeeper in a local club that he's a pretty good guy. He's a retired doctor. We're going to do some queen rearing together. So he's got a little bit more experience than I do. So I just kind of tapped his brain a little bit, just kind of came up with a plan for the year. He's one of the guys that went down to Corey Stevens' place with me when we did that Harbo camp. Right. So kind of been having ongoing conversations, and he's a small sideliner. He's got like 30 colonies, but he also does raises queens and does little mini mating nukes. So he came over to my place, kind of shared the gadgets that we each had. He told me about his system, and I was kind of talking through my plans for the year because, queen rearing is one of those things I put on my goal lists every year, and it always gets push down to the bottom first. But this year, I'm super committed to doing it. We've had a really warm winter here, so
Right.
I'm
About
gonna
10 degrees warmer.
yeah. So
On
everything's
average.
super early. Everything's early for you too, DC.
About 2 weeks, maybe
Yeah.
3 for some stuff.
Yep, I'm seeing the same. So assuming that's going to continue, I'm going to start queen rearing pretty soon. I'm going to do a practice round or two and get everything set up. But that's kind of my plan right now. I've started going through first inspections, and my bees are just popping. So I got to do something about them really soon.
Yeah, mine were looking pretty good. I think I've knocked them back pretty well, doing some splits, taking some brood out to slow them down a little bit. And so far, so good. They're doing all right. Even got my first queens came back, mated, and they look like they're laying up like crazy right now. So
Nice.
that's a good thing. And just making it happen, man. Gonna focus on growing the apiary back, getting the out yard stocked up, and try to make this a thing. Get it back. Gonna try to split harder this year now that I've secured a source of honey that I can get honey all year round, and that way, in the past, like last year after the big die off that pretty much everybody experienced a pretty good die off, not last year, right? So coming into the spring, I was more worried about making honey to be able to serve my customers, and I still sold more than I could make. So this year, going to focus on growing the apiary as compared to just trying to hold them back enough where they make a lot of honey. So
Yes.
That's the goal anyway. We'll see what happens. But you guys still doing markets now, Brian, or?
No, well, that's not true. We have a winter market that we've been doing. So we have a couple of vendors at our regular farmers markets that have product year long. Like there's a dairy farmer, there's a chicken farmer who has eggs. So they kind of struggle to connect with their customers when the regular market season ends. So they've tried to create like a winter market where like every Saturday we meet at a parking lot for like an hour and a half. So honestly, we've been doing that just to kind of support the other vendors as well, because we don't need to sell our honey in February or March. We can save it for the season. But it gives me something to do, so I'll go out and I'll get my yogurt and my food from them. And so not really, but kind of.
Right. Just kind of doing something to stay active and
yeah. That's right. I can only watch so many YouTube videos all winter long before you get a little, stir crazy and you're like, all right, actual human interaction. So I only sell like $100, $200 when we go out. But again, connecting with customers, and getting good food. Yeah, I eat really well when I go and I get food from the other vendors. There's one guy who does like smoked barbecue. So I've been getting like pulled pork from him every week, just making sandwiches for lunch. So it's a good deal. But we've got our season pretty much scheduled out. We've got a Saturday market every Saturday, and that goes from the beginning of May to the end of October. A Sunday market, which is the same schedule. And then another Sunday market, which is a half. So it's every other Sunday, which will be like mid-May to mid-October. So it's a little shorter schedule. And then we got a farmer's market up in the mountains, which is going to be a little different. Breckenridge is one of the ski towns. Right. It's about an hour and a half in good traffic, an hour and a half away. And they started a Thursday night market from 4 to 7. And the guy next to me, the dairy farmer, was talking it up all last year, saying it was one of his best markets. So he was encouraging me to do it, and I was resisting, and Jen applied for it anyway, and we got in. So I'm just going to look at it as a reason to go up into the mountains and go drive and have a nice day. And it's a different – yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say Breckenridge brings a lot of out-of-towners in. And I think it's like for me, if I went down to Myrtle Beach and sold honey,
Yep.
it would be something where you could charge a premium, like higher than your normal premium, because
you hit the nail on the head there, Bob. It's that mountain town money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a how do you call it? It's like a nostalgia type thing. Oh, we went on our trip and we got some great honey when we were there, right?
That's right. Yep. And the other cool thing about it is it's a food only market. So I'm not going to deal with the bombs and salves and candles. It's just going to be honey because it's up in the mountains and they get some pretty uncertain weather. Right. They have the tents already there. So they're super weighed down. So all you have to do is show up with a table and your product. So even setup is going to be a whole lot easier. So I've added markets onto my schedule, but in a way that I think is going to be manageable. And that's one of the things that's nice about where I'm at right now is I don't have to be on social media going, where's my next event? What am I going to do? And right. Which is what we were doing in a couple years past. Now I know right now what my entire season is going to be. And I can plan for that now. So that's really nice. Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, everybody.
Look who's in the top corner up there.
Well, yeah, DC,
Hello,
how
Brad.
you doing, buddy?
Long time never seen.
First time I've ever seen you live. It's awesome.
I went on Tim and Hannah's once.
Oh,
yeah, this is the second sighting, I believe.
Welcome.
It's like Bigfoot. Somebody saw him one time,
I don't know what
and nobody believed it, and then he just kind of popped back up somewhere,
What's that, DC?
I said the problem is I don't know what to do with my hands and such, when we're sitting on the ride, because I'm always typing.
If you notice, everybody else, your camera's up high, so we can actually see your hands. Everybody else's hands are where you can't see them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can do almost anything. You can't even tell I'm not wearing pants. Sorry. Didn't mean to let that one out. I am wearing pants. I am wearing pants today. Okay, I'm wearing pants today.
Today.
Don't
I just got to the shop, Brad, and Bob made me unmotivated, so I came home and climbed on my computer.
Well, I had to have lunch, and I had some business to do, and then I got a message from Bob. He's live, and I thought, okay, 3:00 on a Friday afternoon.
I thought you would have been in the
do
wood shop making pallets. So.
I was going to suggest we do wood shop live, but I thought you were working.
Yeah, I did. I went out and worked some bees and waxed some frames, and that little wax melting candle melter that I got, the 1970s coffee shop version. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I just turned that thing on. It makes it great because I can fill up a box of frames and foundation. I can just bring them into the kitchen and dip right in the top of the wax melter and roll the frames and carry them right back out to the yard. So
I was building pallets today and listening to I put my smartphone up on my tripod so I can see it. And then I put my Bluetooth headset on and I can mostly listen to videos, but I can see them if I look up. And I watched DC's video of him looking through his hives. He was a little discouraged, but it wasn't.
I'm feeling better now that they're down in singles.
Good.
That's the thing is I get bored and making videos, so my videos are.
Don't feel bad, DC. Every video I made was because I was bored, including this one.
So they've had max fondant and pollen patty and exceedingly large amounts of pollen coming in.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
So they're looking much better now. I put them down at, condensed them down into singles, and so that they've got a better management of their environment, So the brood production's kicking up, and it's the start.
I'm
glad you're a little more encouraged. I can't remember what day that was.
It's called Honey Money and New Bees.
Well,
funny how that works, right? You start selling some honey, And then now you can buy some more.
Yeah, the
Cool,
bees
right?
paid for it. So I've got a plan. It'll about $2,000, and I will be able to assemble me about 15 singles.
I need to learn from you.
You know, um,
Well,
brood
My
frames are
money just comes in one side, goes out the other. I never see it.
brood frames are popular in the Northwest. It seems like they're not as popular in other parts of the country, but I can buy brood frames and order mated queens, and I can assemble a Nook for cheaper than I can buy it.
Sure.
well,
You
for
know,
$2,000,
so I'm just going to
you
do
should
that
be
with
able to-
singles instead.
How far are you from California?
Um,
Long way.
Oregon is in the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Never mind.
Yeah, figuratively
Never
and
mind.
literally.
I was about to say, because in California, for like $200, you can buy a whole
colony.
whole colony, right?
Yeah, that's what I did last year. When Harris came back from pollination, he acquired some extra colonies, and I got colonies through him. But he didn't go down to pollination this year, so.
DC, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
And you don't have to answer because I know not everybody, and you don't have to be real specific. But I used to live out your direction, and I'm quite familiar with that northwest corner. Can you give me an idea, sort of where you are in that area?
Okay, I'm about halfway between Portland and Longview,
Okay, I know where you are.
right in the
Okay.
crook of the Columbia River. It bends,
Yep.
and anything that follows it up kind of
Yep.
just rolls right over me. That's why I'm
Yep.
so wet. But it keeps it green.
For sure. I had a good experience riding my motorcycle up the coast.
Oh,
Through,
yeah, okay, yeah, you were out on 101. That's a nice
yeah,
ride.
through
I've done
Astoria,
that ride on a
across
motorcycle.
the river to Astoria.
That story is beautiful.
It's beautiful. I remember that vividly, like it just happened. It's
Yeah,
just
I
incredible.
lived on Long Beach Peninsula for about 2 years.
Oh yeah.
I built houses out there it's kind of like a working retirement because there's not a whole lot of construction, but
Yeah.
it was nice.
Okay. Well, yeah, I've always just kind of wondered because I'm familiar with I always think about you and your climate challenges.
Basically, I'm on the very top end of the hills overlooking the Willamette Valley. You know, Portland and all of that and everything. You've got those hills there, but then the Willamette Valley stretches out, south.
Mm-hmm.
We have more of the orchards and the berries and that type of stuff, or at least used to. Now it's
Right. Cool. Well, thanks.
I saw my first returned mated queen today, Brad.
Really?
She's a fatty too.
Good.
She went
Good time.
In that she's in that licensed polynuke. And
Poly nukes. Poly boxes, man. Poly boxes. That's where it's at, man.
Somebody's quacking.
They had quackheads outside.
Those are my ducks. Yeah.
I'm actually picking up some Anels from Bill. I'm going to put the rest of my survivors in them and compare those.
Are those well insulated, DC, or are they just plastic?
They're insulated. I don't remember when it's coming out, but I did a thermal of the hives in comparison between them when they were in doubles, and then shrunk down into a single. And then I had put the smallest one in that Anel, and I think that Anel is partly why it's still alive.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
So you have some.
I have one from him.
Right.
And
right.
I want to pick up 5 more. I'm going to put my survivors in it, and then all of the new stuff will go in the woodenware, and I'll kind of compare the two.
If they're insulated, they'll be better than woodenware.
Yeah, exactly. It'll give me that little bit extra bump in the fall before we get so kind of nasty, and that
is
little
the
bit of a head start in the spring.
Is that Anel heavy, or is it about the same?
No, it's not very heavy. I think they're lighter than the probably about the same weight as the IQ, and I think they might be a little bit lighter than the what is those other ones? Apamay.
I think they're cheaper than a licensed hive.
They
Less
are.
expensive.
Yeah. Bill put together a single brood chamber setup on his store. So it's got the lid, the excluder, a single brood chamber in the bottom board and the doors, and then that's it. It doesn't have a honey super because that's what I was looking at. I want to maybe use them for my winter brood chambers, and then I'll stack and use my woodware on top of it. And that's part of what I like about them is they match up really well to the woodenware.
How many pounds can you mix creamed honey with a KitchenAid without making a mess? I don't know. My bowl is 2.5 quarts.
They're different sizes.
Yeah, I've
My-
got two bowls.
My
One
KitchenAid is a 6 quart, so can't say
Brian.
how big the bowl is.
How did you make out overwintering? Because I know you got a little bit behind with your feeding in the fall. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Thanks for asking, Mike. I'm doing really well, actually. I took most of my losses in the fall, so I did some consolidating in the fall. I went into winter with like 80 of my colonies and then like 12 colonies that I managed for other people. I lost 8 of my own colonies, so 10%. And I lost 3 of the 12 of the management ones. So I was worried because my fall management wasn't what I wanted it to be because of life, including not being well fed up. So I've been feeding Matt's fondant pretty heavily. And then when I ran out of that, I just went right to the global patties that I got at the Bee Expo. And Mike, I feel like I overstimulated them, honestly. There, because of our warm weather, our warm winter and spring so far, and not just the sugar, but because of the supplements in them, I think I've pushed my bees forward more than I need and want. So I'm almost in too good of a situation that I need to kind of solve. So I was thinking about putting Thymol on just to slow them down. I was thinking about I'm going to start making queens pretty soon because we can make splits pretty early. But yeah, I'm having to hang.
What about
So
just
all
putting
that. Yeah, go ahead.
Put on extra deep frames.
I'm doing that. I'm putting on, but I'm already running out of deep boxes. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm tripling up my brood chambers for the largest ones, letting them grow into those boxes, letting them build out foundation. And then I'll pull off that box to make a split. And then I'll even make a split from the 2 boxes below it. So I'll be able to make at least 2 nukes off of those. But here's my other problem, Mike. I don't need more bees. And I've only got 8 nukes sold this year. So I'm set up in a place where I've got too many bees, and I'm knocking on wood because, you say that out loud and then you're going to have the opposite problem pretty soon. But I'm thinking about ways.
There's always going to be someone that needs a nuke. So if you have a few extra, you'll just cash in on them.
There's a lot of people out here selling nukes this year, and even my friends are like, I'm kind of behind where I've been other years. So I've got some 10 frame equipment that's just been sitting on the side of a shed that I might throw bees into, and I'm just gonna try to keep them pulled back as much as possible. So good problems to have for sure, but that's where I'm at. I almost wish I would have bought or asked Matt to make some of the fondant with just sugar in it, because that's what they needed more than anything was the feed and not the stimulants. I think, particularly the Apis biologics I've experienced can really kind of jump your bees into brood rearing, and that and the environmental conditions have definitely, I've got some colonies that have 6 or 7 frames of capped brood. And that's in a double deep 8 frame configuration, and they're already packed with bees. So I'm trying to imagine where all these bees are going to go, and that's why I've been putting on that third deep box. But Mike, I'm already running out of those. I've put like 15 of them on, which means I'm also running out of drawn comb because I didn't have many dead outs. So most of what I'm putting on there is foundation. So it's not ideal, but again, it's a good problem to have in relation to other things. How about you? How are your bees looking?
Not bad, not bad. I had 3 yards that were crap, 50%, 49% loss,
Okay.
and then I think the other 10 or 11 have been just about 8% loss. I've got 70. I haven't been to one yet. I still have 70 production hives in double deeps, all doing well. So I'll have plenty of stuff to split. But I mean, one of the yards I went to the other day, I put a snow fence up behind them, and there was really no snow in the field, but there was big semicircles around my hives, and there was still over 2 feet of snow behind them.
Wow.
I hopped from hole to hole and checked them.
Interesting.
DC's going crazy, typing in the chat. Tom said, you can just talk. You don't have to type.
I didn't want to interrupt.
He's polite. He didn't want to interrupt. Conversation going on. Nobody keeps up with chat better than DC, I've noticed.
I had brunch with a buddy of mine from Colorado, and he came on Todd and mine's chat last night for the first time, and it was interesting hearing his perception this morning of it, because he's never been on these kind of chats. He was confused by the fact that there was something totally different going on in the chat than the talk. And I'm like, that's totally okay, man. There's different levels of conversation. And he was like, he wasn't sure of the etiquette. Is that okay if I'm in the chat and I'm interacting with the conversation with the talking people? And let's just go for it, man. It's kind of free form. Don't worry about it.
That's the best part about it. It's just sharing information. It's sharing whatever, whether it's in the chat or whether it's, the only thing I'm worried about ever is seeming like I come across as a know-it-all. I mean, all I have is bees. That's all I do. I've absorbed bees for 5 years now,
Yeah.
And so I have a very fast internet.
No, you know what? The key is it's okay to know a lot, and it's okay to share that. It's just sharing it in a respectful way.
I try to.
I talk to some people.
My word, I've lost more bees than most people have.
Difficult.
So
difficult to kind of converse because they're looking, talking down to me and being disrespectful sometimes. I just remove myself from those situations. But you're a very respectful person, DC, so don't worry about that too much.
Oh, it's all about the bee.
Yeah,
I just want more information. The more information, the more I can assess the situation and deal with what you're facing.
It's nice to talk to you guys. I've had a bad day. It's nice to talk to you guys. It's been a difficult day.
I'm sorry, Brett.
Well, appreciate that, but it's not your doing.
Yeah.
It's just nice.
I can still pray for you.
I don't have my microphone down. Probably can't hear me.
Now we can hear the purr. There's the purr we can hear now, Brad.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Grabby. He won't let that hand go. It's like I move that hand and he's just right on it.
It's funny. He's totally different when he's faced in the other direction.
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. You sit in that chair, he's with you.
If he sees me in this chair, he's on top of me. Yep. That's okay.
Yeah, I've got some cells. I've already had some queens come back mated for my first split, so it's looking good.
Killing me, Bob.
As long as the weather keeps
up. A month until I see a bee.
It was funny. Rick was with me the other day. Well, 2 weeks ago, we were checking some of the hives, and I have those rapid rounds that I can look right down on top of the cluster. There goes a drone.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, you're one of the lucky few that they didn't send out to the woods."
Yeah, there's a few.
Every year I see a couple in March.
Yeah. It just, it just really underscores, doesn't it, how there's all these rules that don't really apply.
Well, I told everybody I was ready to graph now.
There's no absolutes.
How far is Manitoba from Wisconsin?
Wisconsin? I don't know. 10 hours.
I've got somebody's contacting me. It's probably BS. They said they got a 42 frame license that they're going to give away. I guess it was their
Yeah, that's a well-known scam.
dead husband.
Tell them that, oh, I live there. I want to come and see it, and see how fast you don't hear from them ever again. I've gotten that a few times.
My son passed away, and I
son
don't know
passed
what to
away.
do with this
Yeah.
license.
Yeah.
Come to Montana. It's only
Yeah.
$800.
I gotta ship it, so just send me $1,000 to ship it, and I'll do that.
Yep, too good to be true.
Yep, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
All right, I just said it. Where in Wisconsin? I've got a friend that wants to come get it.
He can
So
be
one of
there in
y'all-
15 minutes.
One of y'all's asses is going to be driving to Wisconsin.
You'll never hear from that person again.
But it's a yeah, I mean that was actually the second email back. So I also
he
had
thinks he has you hooked.
somebody in Luxembourg through my website wanted like $4,500 worth of bee supplies. And I'm down to sell $4,500 worth of bee supplies. But when you tell someone it's $4,500 to ship, with shipping and everything, they're like, "Oh, well, send me an invoice." And I was like, "No." Because for me to send an invoice, it means I've got to go ahead and pay for the shipping, and so I know exactly how much it is and get all this order together and pack it up, and then you don't pay it, and I've just wasted a bunch of time. So that never happened. And now I got my cat. Come here.
So with all the extra bees, Brian, you should be able to get your cell builder started quite easily.
Yeah, that won't
Maybe
be a
even get
problem
a
at
couple
all.
of them.
Probably, yeah. It'll be, usually what I do with my backyard, my outyards are mostly for my production colonies. I'll also put nukes out there when I'm making nukes, but a lot of my nukes will go in my backyard just so I can feed them with quart jars regularly. I can go out every day and just top off empty ones. I can keep my eye on them. So I'll have a couple of cell builders in my backyard. It's just going to be a matter of managing my backyard for about a month and a half. DC mentioned it last year, or he mentioned a comment earlier about last year having so many nukes in my backyard, which I've pushed every year. I've got really cool neighbors, and I live in suburbia. I've only got less than a half of an acre, so I got neighbors on all sides of me. So every year I've kind of pushed it a little bit more and a little bit more. So what I'm doing now is I'm thinking about my overwintered colonies in my backyard, trying to push them out to my out yards. So any dead out places, which I don't have many of now, is where they'll go to. Any places where I want to expand or make new apiaries, they'll go out to there as well. And ideally, they'll be of a size where they can get moved out and leave a nuke for a queen cell to be dropped into that place from that. So I can lighten it up a little bit before I end up moving it out. And then that'll start populating the nukes in my backyard. So I try to empty out my backyard before putting all those nukes and all the spring nursery stuff in here. It's convenient because it's right here, and those are the things that are most timing based. So one of the things that I talked about with the guy this morning was his timing of how he sets up his queen rearing. How often does he do it for his needs? And he's a much smaller beekeeper, so he was only saying he does 3 rounds throughout the year. But I'm trying to think of, do I want to do weekly grafting? Do I want to make that many and do like 10 a week and just cycle them through 3 different rounds? I'm not sure I can handle that kind of calendar, but having them in the backyard would definitely make it possible for me to do. I bought some of those mini mating nukes this year from Dan Long from Easy Peasy. I don't know if you guys saw that he was selling them. It's like 2 for $50, so I bought 8 of them. They're larger mini mating nukes. Most of the queens I raise I do on deep frames, just because I'm small enough that once the queen rearing season's over, it's nice to have them on deep frames for what's next for me. And I'm not producing that many. But if I'm going to start producing more, it's probably going to be nice if I have some smaller boxes to make more in. So that's going to be one of my goals for this year, is playing around with that kind of stuff.
When I first started, I made a bunch of 7 frames. I didn't know they made 8 frames. I thought it would be wonderful. And then I ended up with some 8 frames and 10 frames. But now I've taken those 7 frames. Sometimes I'll put a colony in it when it's not big enough for anything else. But I made double nuke boards and put a divider in them so I can do 3-frame mating nukes out of them. Plus, I have the mini mating nukes already built and with bees in them.
Yeah,
over winter.
I like those Mike Palmer double nukes as well. So I'll make splits into them in May and have 3 frames and a frame feeder, and then that'll become 4 frames. And then I'll try to cycle them throughout the honey flow. And then once the flow stops, I'll double them up and overwinter them on 8 frames like that. So I've got 3 of them in my backyard right now. So 6 colonies. They'll get tripled up. And then the same thing, as they expand into that triple, I'll take the 2 top layers off with the queen and leave bees in that bottom deep to populate with the queen cell again.
Have you put a queen excluder in honey supers over? Works well.
I have. Yeah, I've done that too, because I'm like, all right, I don't need any more. So once they've got to double levels and the flow is still on, then I'll throw a queen excluder in a 10-frame box. And sometimes it's just drawn out comb for me, but sometimes they'll even make a little bit of honey for me. So yeah, that's nice too. And those are good ways. That's even a good way to see if there's a problem underneath, because if one of those colonies is rocking and the other one isn't, you'll get like 4 frames that are drawn out on one side of that 10-frame super and then nothing on the other side. So you're like, okay, why is this one doing nothing? Sometimes it's just behind, or other times there's something wrong with it. Looks like Robert had a really
my double nukes are up at 4 and 5 brood boxes high.
Yeah.
When I can't keep up with them, I just keep adding more stuff to them. But
Yeah.
then you can just knock them down, and they do make a lot of comb though in the summer.
Yeah.
I just keep pulling brood frames and throwing more foundation in.
Yep. Those are, those Mike Palmer videos when he went over to England for the National Honey Show. Those were ones that I watched over and over again as I was starting my business and thinking about how to be sustainable as a beekeeper, and that whole system that he had really impacted the direction of my management. That and some of the things Ian was doing with his batteries, that whole philosophy of having support colonies and production colonies, that was really key for me to learn how to make money in my business, knowing that these colonies are going to make me money, and I needed to get them to that place to make me money. And it didn't need to be every colony. These colonies, their job was to help those colonies get to that place. I don't need 50 colonies that are just okay. I need 30 colonies that are awesome. That's going to make me a whole lot more, as opposed to 50 just okay colonies. So I'm going to trash or pull resources out of those not great 20 to get the other 30 up to that point during my honey flow. And those are strategies I learned really, really early in my business and then in my management practices that have really guided what I do with my stuff.
So Brian, are you cycling in brood frames like all honey flow from the resources?
No, only as needed. If a colony, like if it's a colony that swarmed and there's nothing wrong with it, it's just small because it swarmed, I'll add a couple of frames of brood just to pad them up a little bit, because that's in a spot where I want them making honey. So stuff like that.
Okay. That's
You can, Bob. You can add more brood to your honey. Even if they don't need it, put it up top and let it hatch out.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to get my out yards in better shape. The ones out in Lexington, they all made it. They're just not very big. It's so hopefully they really explode here now that we've got a flow and pollen coming in. That the queen and the temperature stays warm, then she'll hopefully out punch her coverage, and do better than she probably should. But that yard out there, all 3 queens is good. The one that's closer to me, they're not doing as good. So hopefully they pick it up too.
Mhm.
Compared to this yard is doing great, but the other ones are struggling.
Bob, did you see Robert's comment there about his winter?
Yeah, it looks like he had a big loss.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Robert. That's tough.
Yeah. It is tough, but I think all of us have gone through it at one time or another, I think. And just got to rebound, start over. Just think how much drawn out comb you have.
You guys made me look at the weather. We're supposed to get snow tonight. That's bullshit.
I think it's natural for a beekeeper to be upset at the weather.
Yeah, ours just keeps doing this. Hot day, cold day. Up and down. But I populated those I made some splits the other day, and I populated them with enough bees. They don't seem to have a hard time keeping warm in there in those pro nukes, so pretty good. Pretty good.
You snow dropping at all, Brad?
He's muted.
You're muted.
So, I think I'm going to split. Got to do some stuff here before I shut down for the day.
Yeah.
Sure nice seeing everybody. Thanks for hosting a impromptu afternoon live.
Yeah, no problem. I'm getting ready to shut her down here too because I got to go bottle some honey up. So
right on.
Jeremy
Well,
says,
good seeing you, Brad.
Yeah, it's good seeing you, Brad.
Yeah,
we'll
likewise.
We'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the live stream for today, and Charlie will be on tonight, so we'll catch you on the next live stream. Hopefully,
Not sure with luck. Prayers, buddy.
By Tuesday, I have some answers on the job interview, so we'll know a little bit more about that. And
thank you, DC.
See what happens. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later.
Hey, Brian, would you stay on for a second afterwards?
Yeah, you bet.
Bye for now, guys.
Thank you, Bob.
Yep.
Thanks, Bob.
DC.